Yo, good afternoon, everybody. How you doing? This is your coach Rans, and today what I want to get you guys ready for is to be able to actually use the law of attraction effectively. Now, why do I say that I have to get you ready to be able to utilize it? Can't you just go out there and just start using the law of attraction? Not necessarily. You see, if you've been going on YouTube or reading books or have other programs, and you've been thinking that you can just start to manifest things in your life, and then you go and you try and you use the basic form of the law of attraction, and then you wonder why things aren't happening exactly the way that they're supposed to. Now, we often at that point will say, well, maybe it's not meant for me. Maybe it's not my time. And although that does have something to play in it, because when you understand the law of rhythm, then you will understand how sometimes it's not your time. Sometimes you're not in the rhythmic pattern to be able to raise your vibration to that point where the law of attraction will then work for you. But you need to start understanding that as well. Now, why am I telling you this? I'm telling you that because, yes, the law of attraction has many different components. It does. It's not this one thing where you just go, and as long as you believe strong enough, then it's going to happen. There are things that you need to understand and have to understand in order to make the law of attraction work for you. But before you get started, you got to lay down the foundation. You got to lay down the ground rules. You have to first build yourself in a certain way so that the law of attraction will work for you. And many of you know, and you heard me talk over the last 30 days about how I took 30 days of putting myself through a meditation process, to get myself prepared to be able to use the law of attraction at a higher level than I've used it before. Now, this information to be able to do that, it wasn't something that I came across recently. It's something that I've been working on for the last few years. And that's the beauty of these type things, that it's not you can just start doing it tomorrow kind of deal. It's something that over time you develop the abilities to be able to utilize it at a fuller level. And every time you hit one level, you then have to step up to the next, and then the next and the next. Which is why when you see people out there on Facebook and YouTube, and they're telling you, like, this year they're telling you this information, then a few years later they're telling you that information, they keep stacking on top. It's just like grade school. You stack your math on top. You go from adding and subtracting to multiplying and dividing to fractions, and you keep going. The law of attraction works the same way. But the problem is that too many people start in the middle, or try to start in the middle, and they're starting with the summary as well. So what do you need in order to get ready? The first thing is that you got to get healed. Now, many people are walking around, they're hurt. They're in pain. They had past relationships that devastated them. They had past experiences that devastated them, whether they were romantic relationships or family relationships, job and work-related relationships, physical injury relationships, hurt by the church, mosque, or synagogue that they belong to, and they have this pain that they need to alleviate. You may be walking around in this pain. And one of the first things you have to do before you can start working with the law of attraction is that you have to not ignore the pain, not bury the emotions down deep, but deal with it, learn and understand what it is and its value to you. Yes, value to you, and then move forward. So it is moving forward with the understanding of how that pain came into your life, why that pain came into your life, what you have learned, and how you develop beyond it and utilize it for your best interest. That is what true healing is. It is not to ignore it, but it is to deal with it. It's like when you have a virus in your body. The virus is not ignored. The virus is acknowledged, and then attacked, and then eradicated. And then protection comes up. Your body then it comes to a state where it protects you. So your healing has to work in those same phases. We acknowledge the issue, the pain, the hurt, what caused it. We then fight it. We overcome it. We deal with it. We work through it. We learn what it is that it was there to teach us. And then once we learn that, we then utilize that as a way to be able to protect ourselves for the rest of our lives. That's kind of like antibodies, how antibodies work in the body. So we develop the antibodies for a broken heart. We develop the antibodies for poor finances. We develop the antibodies for a physical hurt or pain or rape or whatever it was, for physical abuse, mental abuse. We develop the antibodies, not the ignoring of, not the fear of, not the running away from, not the shutting down and going into a depressive state about, but we go into a point where we really realize that we can utilize this as fuel to make ourselves better. And when we do that, we establish the second thing that we need in order to make the law of attraction work for us. And that is to come into a true, authentic self. You must become your true self. You must become unafraid to stand up and be who you are. You must get to a point where it doesn't matter if the herd goes to the left, you're going to go to the right. It doesn't matter if the pathway that the majority of people are going, you're going to follow the narrow path that is set for you. You start to develop and know who you are. The story of the talent says that one person had 5 and the other had 3 and the other had 1. And see, everybody doesn't have the same amount of talent. So you got to use your talents. You have to work within your talents to make your gift work for you so that you can then be truly who you are. And you have to be who you are unapologetically. It is not for other people to give you the approval. It is not for other people's judgment to become your judgment. It is not their opinion to become your opinion. But your opinion is the one that matters. Your thought process is the one that matters. The way you look at yourself in the mirror and the words that you speak to yourself, the thoughts that you have about yourself, those are the ones that matter first. And when you recognize that, you can build on it from that point on, and you walk in a way that is truly you, because the law of attraction will not work if you're trying to be what everyone else wants you to be. You're trying to have in life what you think everybody else believes you should have in life. If you want to attract living out on the farm, living off the land, having animals and hunting and whatever else, then you have to attract that into your life, and that gives you an authentic happiness. Then you have to attract it and go for that. Just because everybody else says buy a house and live in the city or in the suburbs and the schools and this and that and a job, that doesn't matter. Becoming wealthy is not for everybody. Becoming living in the city in the houses is not for everybody. So you have to find out what's authentic for you by being truly who you are and discovering that. And I'm telling you, discovering yourself is an amazing journey. It's an amazing journey. It can be scary as all get out, because you have to shed away all that past so that a new person can be born. You have to walk through that darkness so that you can walk into a new light. And once you've done those two things, once you've healed, and then you start to live a life based on who you are, then you're ready for the law of attraction. So y'all have a great day, because your greatness is non-negotiable, and so is mine.